Nine of Pentacles is here. So this Nine of Pentacles is someone that's very, sufficient, very abundant. Business owner, someone that minds their business. And they're single, an individual who stands out. They can stand on their own 2 feet. They do for their self. And they can read energy. This is you at this Nine of Pentacles. It could be someone that you know. And this person is someone that, they stand alone. What I was getting before this Nine of Pentacles popped out was you was the first. And Nine of Pentacles popped out. So it's like you are the first person to break a generational curse up off of your bloodline. A lot of other people that were placed around you, different family members, different friends, they were out in the cold on that knowledge. You could have tried to warn different people, once you were getting spiritually woke, about different people that were placed around them, placing stuff in their food. Or people that were, backstabbing them, betraying them in ways that they would least expect, and they didn't believe you. But you were the first. You believed in the knowledge. You believed in what your ancestors were telling you. You believed in your intuition, and you were the first. Nine of Pentacles upright, and that's why you're in this stable energy. Being single, sufficient, abundant, a boss. You hadn't been through a lot, and you know exactly what you want out of life, and that's why you're practicing celibacy. That's why you mind your business and able to be this business owner and stand on your own 2 feet. It's like now a lot of people that, you're not attached to anymore, they're physically, mentally, and spiritually out in the cold. And they didn't know that, as they didn't want to know the knowledge about spirituality, or they could have laughed at you or, made it seem like you were crazy or something like that as you were speaking the truth. Things that they would have thought was crazy because they never paid attention to it as they were physically, mentally, and spiritually out in the cold. Lost souls. And they didn't know. So now it's like they have to, watch you, get enlightened by you so they can get out of the cold. And hopefully that, they will listen to you. But you cannot, you can't help a person that don't want to be helped. So that's why you had to, stood out when this Nine of Pentacles upright and stood out on your own. Now they have to do the work to try to cleanse, to realign their soul. Break a generational curse up off of them that they didn't know. Yeah, the Fool card is here. You're on a journey. You chose to take a leap of faith towards a new career, a new path, new ventures in life. You took a risk. You were the first. A lot of people are sitting back at this Four of Wands in the reverse, very unstable because they cannot come in union with you. These are people that feel left out in the cold by you, not knowing that they're physically, mentally, and spiritually out in the cold with no soul. Lost souls as they're staying attached to people that want to keep them binded and blinded to the devil for that's their soul. Pinned down at the Ten of Swords under a curse and hex that they didn't know. That they had been attached to that person for so long. Different people that they would least expect. People that they had been in a relationship for so long. And they just didn't know. As they, got codependent to that person's energy and didn't know that person was an energy vampire and a reptilian and had to turn them into one. Now they're codependent to each other's energy. But they can't get along. They're unstable. They don't have a happy, family life. They don't have a stable foundation. It's because they were placed around each other to learn lessons from each other. To get woke. Yeah, King of Swords is here. This is someone that's very smart. Someone that speaks the truth. That know a lot of knowledge. Quick to cut off things that no longer serve purpose in their life. And this is you. King of Swords. You're someone that's very sharp. You had them been through a lot. And that's why you were in this energy, speaking the truth and cutting off things that no longer serve purpose. And you know when to get in that energy. With different people. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. These people didn't expect that, they didn't want they didn't want to be gifted. They didn't expect for you to have gifts from God. They didn't want you to be gifted because they don't want to have, have abundance. They didn't want you to start a new venture in life because they weren't starting a new venture in life. You have to realize these people were at the 5 of Wands with you, walking in devil energy and not their own. Yeah, 6 of Cups from past life galaxies generations ago. Stuff that they know nothing about. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles is here. You have to realize you were just being slowed down. Things were coming in slow. As you were around people that, wanted things to come in slow for you because things were coming in slow for them. And they didn't realize they were placed around people that wanted things to come in slow for them. And that's why they didn't want things to come in, quick for you. It's just going in cycles and people didn't know. But you were the first to break that generational curse up off of your bloodline. People that had them passed away. Different ancestors that you would least expect. It's pouring out love to you, guiding you, protecting you. As you was the first to break this generational curse up off of you. Yeah, 2 of Swords is here. A lot of people were blinded from the truth for a long time. They weren't able to see clearly about what was going on around them. They didn't know. You were at this 2 of Swords once too. Till you stood up in this 9 of Pentacles upright, single, sufficient, abundant, after going through so much. And you took a risk, took a leap of faith, the Fool card, towards the unknown. Stuff that you knew nothing about. But now you know. And you broke that generational curse. The world is here. And walked into a whole nother cycle. Completions. Yeah, 8 of Swords is here. A lot of people are feeling stuck in a self-made prison. Feeling binded and blinded and tied up to the devil for debts that's owed. Because they're attached to different people that want them to keep, being stuck. Different people that they feel they're stuck to. Could be because of kids. Could be just because of time. And they didn't know they had been wasting time around this person, not paying attention to, their intuition. And as they weren't paying attention to their intuitions, their ancestors kind of left them out in the cold. Because they didn't want to get woke. They didn't want to pay attention to, hey, this person is trying to keep you stuck. This person had them place something in your food. You don't know why you were attached to this person, why you couldn't detach from this person. Other people were dealing with the same thing around them, chasing different people down, and they didn't understand why. As trickery was being, placed over them. But you were the first, to notice that, to stand up, lead your own life, King of Wands. Become spiritual. Learn about spirituality. Be very intuitive and using your own intuition. Being more goal-oriented. Having a lot of passion for, whatever you had and took a leap of faith in. Noticing that you have talents and gifts. Yeah, strength is here. You're someone that's very strong. You've been through a lot. Whatever you had to went through, it didn't kill you. It only made you stronger. It made you tame the inner beast that had been inside of you that you didn't know. That was meant to destroy you. From everything that you had to went through past life galaxies generations ago. You only experience growth. Yeah, temperance is here. You've balanced out masculine and feminine energy. You have a lot of angels, ancestors guiding you, protecting you, pouring out infinite love and protection. A lot of people are jealous of that 5 of Swords. Jealous of your ancestors. Jealous of the protection you got because of what you chose to stand up in your own energy at this 9 of Pentacles upright. Leading your own life. Not being codependent to nobody's energy. But your own. Listening to your intuition. A lot of people were determined to try to sabotage you. Because they hated on you. They were jealous of you, envious of you. Because they seen something in you that they didn't see in their self. Yeah, Ten of Swords is here. This is all about being, you know, pinned down for harsh, painful endings. They were determined to try to pin you down at the Ten of Swords, Five of Swords and Ten of Swords, to keep you under this curse and hex. It didn't work. As you had them completed a cycle, they didn't know. They were only determined to keep themselves at this Ten of Swords, under a curse and a hex, pinned down for harsh, painful endings. As they didn't want to get woke. They wanted to stay at this Two of Swords, blinded from the truth. Yeah, and walking in this Knight of Wands energy, running around doing stuff without thinking. Around the same people that had them place this energy on them past life galaxy generations ago. Each time they had them reincarnated, they clicked up with that same person. And they had them did the same thing over and over again to keep them in this Nine of Wands energy. The Knight of Wands energy, doing a lot of stuff without thinking it through, making decisions based off of, you know, not even thinking. Quick to have sex with them, and they didn't know why. As stuff was being placed over them, and they didn't know, they didn't pay attention to it because they didn't have their intuition. They were under this Ten of Swords, cursed and hex, and pinned down for harsh, painful endings. Yeah, Three of Pentacles is here. A lot of people that were sitting back, you know, in this type of energy, doing stuff without thinking it through. They were building behind the scenes as if they were working, you know. They made this their everyday life. They were determined to keep you under a curse and hex because they were, you know, under a curse and hex themselves that they didn't know. And as you were in a whole nother cycle, you know, took a risk and took a leap of faith towards new ventures in life, and you were in your own energy, they didn't know. They were physically, mentally, and spiritually out in the cold and determined to keep themselves down at the Ten of Swords because everything was rejected, Four of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Wands here. It all backfired. They just didn't know. They couldn't use their intuition. They were in this Knight of Wands energy, running around her doing stuff without thinking and keeping themselves at the Ten of Swords, pinned down for harsh, painful endings. As you had the Seven of Wands being divinely protected, everything was rejected and blocked out. Because you chose to walk in your own energy, walk away from different people that no longer serve purpose in your life. That had them secretly did stuff to you and you didn't know why you were attached to them. As they wanted to have you trapped in different ways, have you stuck at the Eight of Swords, whether it was with kids or in a friendship or however, you know, a situationship, and you didn't understand why you couldn't detach from this person. Yeah, you chose to love yourself, Ace of Cups. Finally start showing yourself and taking care of yourself and showing yourself some love. Because nobody never showed you love, so it's like you had to take and start with you. Pour that love that you had been pouring into everybody else to you. It starts with you. Nobody is going to give it to you. You were so used to giving love and giving love and giving love and never getting it back. And you didn't understand why. You figure if you keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving love, you'll somehow get it back. You had to realize that you won't get it back unless you pour it into yourself and start with yourself. Believe in yourself. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles is here. You're someone that's very loyal, very committed. You're hardworking, very money oriented, and very stable. You have a very stable foundation, very business oriented, very motivational. You're very nurturing. You nurture people in ways that people would least expect, or you would least expect, because you love yourself. Ace of Cups. You have a lot of love in you. And you have to realize that. Love yourself and detach from people that didn't show love to you. And if they did, it was love that you know you were worth more. Yeah, Five of Wands is here. There's always a lot of chaos and conflict and fights and arguments going on when you're around these different type of people or that person or amongst your family. They always had drama going on. They always had fights. They were always secretly in competition trying to one-up you. And you just didn't understand why. Because they were under this Ten of Swords and they didn't know. Because they seen you moving forward towards something that was, you know, the unknown. They jumped at the Five of Wands with you. Five of Swords. Not just family, different people that you were attached to. Different friends. Anybody in a situationship, you know, they were at this Five of Wands energy, secretly trying to one-up you. Because they seen something in you that they didn't see in themselves. And as they, you know, didn't have no intuition, they didn't know what it was. They just didn't want you to get where you were supposed to go. They didn't want you to take a risk. They didn't want you to take a leap of faith towards the unknown. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles is here. You chose to invest in yourself. You chose to build on whatever you want out of life. And a lot of people have been watching you, waiting on your investments to come in and not their own. People that you had in laid situations to rest with. Yeah, they see you at the Six of Wands having victory, being successful. Someone that's very respected and well known, attracting a lot of attention in a positive way. Yeah, you worked on yourself a lot. Eight of Pentacles. They could be watching you at work, being successful. Eight of Pentacles is here. Or working on a business. There are a lot of people not happy about that. The Sun card in the reverse. They didn't want you to be happy. These are people that didn't want you to be at peace. They didn't want you to be happy. And now they're, you know, more unhappy. After you haven't broke that generational curse, you're sitting in a whole nother cycle as they're watching you. And they're in the old cycle. Going through conflict, going through drama, chaos, fights, arguments. And they don't know why. These are the same people that you tried to warn. Same people that you tried to give advice to. And they wanted to make it seem like, you know, Nine of Swords. They could have wanted you, you know, to be seen as you was a mental prison in your head. Or they just ran around here gossiping about you. Spreading lies and rumors, Nine of Swords. Doing a lot of stuff in the dark. They wanted you to be in fear, in your head, about speaking the truth. Knowing knowledge about stuff that they didn't know. Yeah, your ancestors divinely guided you to sail away to calmer water, Six of Swords. From things that no longer serve purpose in your life. A lot of people had to sit back watching you, Page of Swords, observing you. After lies were told on you. These are people you don't know. These are people you do know. You know, different people in situationships, third parties. People that are, you know, attached to people that you did know were sitting back watching you, observing you, as lies were being told on you. A lot of people know why you sailed away at the Six of Swords from things that no longer serve purpose in your life. They see the hate, they see the envy, they see the, you know, secret competition and one-upping and chaos that they were trying to place on you because you started off at this Nine of Pentacles upright, or you were in this energy after going through a lot. Single, sufficient, abundant boss, standing on your own 2 feet. You were the first to take that leap of faith. And you came out of Empress. One of the most powerful queens in the deck. You can embody every queen in the deck. Very balanced. Building your empire. Building a legacy. Attracting whatever it is you want out of life. Being very abundant. As you walk in divine energy. In your own energy. Boss type feminine energy. Having control of the energy that you walk in and the energy that you allow around you. Yeah, Two of Pentacles is here. And then the Magician is here. A lot of people thought that they would, manifest for you to be at the Two of Pentacles. Struggling between thoughts and finance, trying to figure it out. Well, least suspect that you were this Empress. They see you at this Nine of Pentacles upright. Starting your own business, having your own business, being sufficient, abundant, being stable. They would least suspect that you would be this Empress, being able to manifest whatever it is you want out of life. And they just manifested with this Magician card and Two of Pentacles for them to be at the Two of Pentacles. Because it came right back around. Whatever you do, come back on you tenfold. And they're sitting back at the Two of Pentacles, struggling between thoughts and finance, trying to figure this out. And that's what they wanted you to be. Because they had them put their mouth on you. Did a lot of stuff to you in a negative way. Lied on you for no apparent reason because they seen you in this boss energy. And they would least suspect you would come out of this as this Empress. As they were sitting back watching you, waiting on your investments to come in and not their own. Yeah, Five of Cups is here. A lot of people sitting back embarrassed at the Five of Cups. And they doesn't sit back watching you taking losses. Not worrying about their self. Worrying about somebody else. Embarrassed, ashamed. Not even wanting to be around people because they had done wasted time. Trying to manifest negativity in your life, they manifested in their own life. Yeah, being very toxic. Walking in this devil energy. Being obsessed with drug habits. Different obsessions. Staying binded to a lot of bad karmic debt and staying bound to toxicity. And they're sitting back under judgment, karma. They were under judgment when you move forward with this Chariot after gaining truth and clarity. They were already sitting under judgment by God and they didn't know. And that's why you were, the Chariot is here. You move forward in life. You were able to move forward in life because you had to gain truth and clarity. And you started having control of your own life, the Chariot. Justice is here. You brought in justice for yourself. Whatever situations that you hadn't been placed in or you were in, that's being weighed out. That's being balanced out. Because you started holding back from a lot of people. Four of Pentacles, being stingy with time, money, and energy. Being mindful of what you give your time, your money, and your energy to. Started using your intuition more, Queen of Cups. Putting yourself in, just taking care of you and your kids. Focusing on you and your kids. And as you were sitting back in this Queen of Cups energy, you were always loving and caring to everybody else, pouring out love to everybody else, forgiving everybody else, giving to everybody else. But you started putting that in yourself, Queen of Cups, and in your kids. And that left a lot of people at a Two of Wands, stalemate, not knowing which way to go in life. And that's why they wanted to have you stuck. They were so used to you pouring out love to them, doing for them. The Emperor, and then Ten of Pentacles. You've manifested a Ten of Pentacles, your generational wealth, inheritance and stuff that you were left by your ancestors, different gifts, different abundance. So you can build this generational wealth, this legacy, wealthy family life for you and your, significant other. The Emperor is here. This person that you were destined to build this Ten of Pentacles with. Yeah, they want to come in contact with you quick. Eight of Wands is here. And then we have Page of Wands. They want to communicate with you. To express the way they feel. Knight of Cups. Because they know that you guys are destined to be. The Wheel of Fortune is here. They know that you all have a purpose together. They know that, y'all have a destiny here on earth. And y'all are destined to come together. To have abundance. Y'all have to went through so much. Now it's time for y'all to sit back and be abundant. Get what's destined for you and have this good luck and good fortune. Where you won't have to work so hard as you have been working hard around a lot of people that wanted to keep you stuck. So you won't get this good luck. Wheel of Fortune.